deep inside. Shane and Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch should set you free.
Hey. Wild this week I've had in a really long time. 5 states, 5 days, plus the state of confusion, a wedding, a funeral, saving the same man twice in 1 week, saving another 3 lives today. We're going to go over lessons learned, health, success, relationships, mindset, so much more. I met multiple people with millions of followers, what they've taught me, what I've learned, and lessons that can help you as well. Welcome. I am Shana Melissa Stockman, a nationally board certified nurse practitioner for well over 30 years, an RN, an autoimmune warrior, and now known as the Autoimmune Expert. Every week, we tackle different topics that impact your health, your family, your future, hot topics, news, upcoming current events, really good news, and more. Whether you're a caregiver, a fellow healthcare pro, an autoimmune warrior, or simply trying to live a healthier life, you're in the right place. Today's episode is going to be packed with lessons from an unforgettable week, including what happened when I saved the same man twice, the emotional roller coaster of the ups and downs of a wedding and a funeral in the same week, what I've learned from hanging out with some viral creators this week, and why chasing your purpose is much more powerful and important, leaving lasting views. Let's get this party started. All right. I always like to start off with some good news because there's so much bad news in this world of who shot, killed who, and whatnot, and more. I like to spread the positivity. So, this week, actually, a couple days ago, I was at this really big event, and there was this adorable little girl, and she was just saying the darndest thing. She says, "You don't have wrinkles, but he does, and daddy does. And you look 23, and you're always beautiful. You're the best." And kids say the darndest things, good and bad. They have no filter. And I wish more adults were like that sometimes, spreading the positivity. And adults, maybe we can learn lessons from these kids and their acts of kindness and spreading more kindness. I always like to give genuine compliments when they're due. You know what? It makes someone smile. It's genuine. They might not hear compliments too often. And speaking of the little ones, my little niece, I remember her before she was born. She just got married a few days ago. So, congratulations to you. She has a um, really nice husband, very, very nice, sweet man, adores her, treasures her, thinks she's the smartest, prettiest woman he's ever met. And all you ladies out there, you deserve a man who treasures you like that as well. My beautiful niece, a few years ago, I gave her some space in my book, this one right here, that reached #1 international bestseller. I thought maybe it could help her get her into a college. She put some of her artwork inside, and I'm very proud of my little niece. And then also, one of the at this same big bash I went to a couple days ago, Constantino Cause, aka Cause, was there, and he wrote a very inspirational chapter. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. Overcoming Life Obstacles, Real People, Real Stories. I want to give a lot of credit to all the contributing authors in there who contributed their real life story. We wanted to, this book was my idea from the get-go. I wanted to inspire the readers and motivate to realize, wait, I have that problem. What did she or he do to overcome it? Maybe it can help me as well. So I wanted to inspire and motivate the readers, but help them overcome their similar life obstacle and do so at an expedited pace. So Kaz, aka Constantino, wrote a chapter in here I titled Fallen from Above. So if you or a treasured loved one had post-traumatic stress disorder, a really bad work accident. Kaz had a work injury where he fell a few stories. He was a professional bodybuilder before that. His coworker died. He had lots of reconstructive surgery. And if you can relate to that, or a friend of yours, click that share button right now or get them a copy at worldwellnessexpert.com/OLO. That's the digital copy. Hard copies are on Amazon, or reach out for a personalized signed copy from one of the contributing authors or myself. So thank you again, Kaz, for contributing your inspirational chapter into our book. He's doing absolutely amazing now. It was great seeing you this weekend. What else did I wanted to say? Another lady this past couple of days said she'd be honored to get a copy. So your copy is on the way to your house right now, signed by Kaz as well. And if you want to get a copy and you don't have one yet, you don't know where to get it, just drop OLO for the acronym of the book, Overcoming Life Obstacles. We'll reach back, get you a link, and so much more. Now, this past week, I had 5 states in 5 days, a wedding, a funeral, highs, lows, roller coasters. Now, I wanted you, the premise of my book was helping you guys learn from my mistakes, because you know what? I learned this. Smart people learn from their own mistakes, but wise people learn from the smart people's mistakes. And I want you guys to be wise. You can learn so much from my mistakes. Like even with autoimmune, there were so many things I had to trial and error and research with. And you guys can all expedite your own journey to the end destination by learning from my mistakes. So this past week, when I did 5 states in 5 days, a wedding and a funeral, I wanted to share with you some of the things I've learned. Now, although I'd spent quite a bit of time with my family when they were alive, often when a treasured loved one's passed, we think we shoulda, woulda, coulda spent more time. And even though I did spend a lot of time, I wish I had spent more time. I wish I had visited more, called more hugs, more memories. So I'd like you to learn from my mistake while your treasured loved ones are still here, because life is so short. You never know. In a heartbeat, it could be gone without any warning. So I want you to know, please spend more time with your treasured loved ones. Give them an extra hug, a kiss, some TLC, an extra phone call, an extra visit. Make time for them now, because one day there will not be a tomorrow for them. And so that's one of my biggest regrets, is not spending more time with loved ones while they were here, because I was always working, okay? And I couldn't get off that hamster wheel of work. But that is one of my regrets. And if you'd like to learn more from my life obstacles that I overcame, or some of the contributing authors, like I said, drop down below OLO and we'll reach out to get you a copy. Now, I've also this past week hung out with some very successful people. Some names I can't mention. Some names I can. And I learned some things from them. I'd like to share them with you. Some of them have millions of followers, millions and millions of followers. And one man had over 1 million subscribers on his main YouTube channel, which I found impressive. And I'm going to tell you some of the things they shared with me. Now, a couple of the names I can't mention, a couple of them I can. I want to say this. I want to give a special shout out to one of my newbie friends, Adley. If you know who she is, no last name is needed for her. She was on season 2 of The Voice, like OG. Christina Aguilera and Blake Shelton had chosen her, and she chose Blake and then toured with him for 4 years and moved on for a very successful career. She has the most views ever on Facebook, Adley. And, her and some of the others had shared some things with me. A lot of people say fake it till you make it. She doesn't. She's like, listen, you're genuine. People will want to hear you. Just be you. Just do more of you. Just be authentic, because that's all I can ever be. I don't want to ever pretend something that I'm not. So it was great to hear from somebody that's very successful saying, just be you. They're going to want to listen. They're going to want to hear you. Thank you, Adley, for that. Very big shout out. Also, what I learned is that people below you will try to drag you down, right? Oh, you shouldn't do this. You'll never be successful at that, right? Why could they drag you down? Because they're below you. But people more successful than you can't drag you down, and they won't. They're going to uplift you. So maybe it's time for you, if you're being dragged down, to stop hanging out with people that make you sad and mad and hang out with people that are going to uplift you. People that, like, the premise of this book here, the reason I created is we're all reaching down, helping uplift another. And then at the top, we're celebrating together. Olo. Instead of saying yes, we're shouting out Olo, like we overcame our life obstacle. And then we're reaching back down to optimistically lift others, a double acronym for Olo, overcoming life obstacles and optimistically lifting others. So you want to surround yourself with people like that. So if people are always talking about you, why? Because they're less successful and jealous. So negative people criticize, complain, judge, talk about you, try to dim your light. And our buddy Mel to me said, don't let anybody dim your light. So that's another piece of good advice. Don't let them do that. And I hope you're enjoying this. I also wanted to say a few other things. For those of you that may not realize, a few years ago, I was suffering really bad with autoimmune disorder. Okay. And you guys might see me now and think like, oh, wow, she's doing great. But I want you to know this wasn't always the case. A few years ago, I suffered severe symptoms. I was diagnosed with everything from IBS to MS and full blown heart failure. And what I realized after being a licensed healthcare pro for 30 years is the autoimmune warriors that were listening to the doctors and taking the meds seemed to still be getting worse and worse and worse, and still needed more meds and another med and a higher dose, and then meds for the side effects of the other meds. Their immune system was down. They were afraid to be in crowds. They were sick more often, more severe symptoms lasting longer. So when I was diagnosed with my own autoimmune, I knew I had to do something different than them to get a different outcome. Because if I did what they did, I would get the same outcome. And some of them are deceased now. And I was like, wait, they listened to the doctors and the meds. I'm not saying not to listen, they're not all bad, but they were listening to the doctors and taking the meds, and some of them are dead, the fellow autoimmune warriors. So I knew that might not be the best strategy for me. I did things totally differently. Fast forward, I don't have symptoms, flare ups, and I take no medications. But it took me a while of trial and error and years of research to know what my triggers were, my food triggers, my drink triggers, heal my gut, identify and attack the true underlying root causes. And a lot of it I put in this book so that you don't have to take the road less traveled and figure it out yourself. You can learn from somebody who's been there, done that, what works, what doesn't work, what you shouldn't waste your time with, what did work and you should do. And that's what I want to help my fellow autoimmune warriors do. And I hope that helps you because, a few years ago, I couldn't walk from one room to the other without being massively short of breath. So if that is you, I can relate. I was waking up exhausted, in severe pain. I was short of breath walking one room to the next room. So I want you to know, like today, I just swam over a mile. But that did not come overnight. I did little baby steps. So that's your call to action. I first got in the pool. Then eventually I did a couple of laps. Then I would push myself each time to do the same amount, if not more. I would give myself grace on days I didn't feel good. And I'm sharing this with you because it could help you. I didn't start off swimming a mile like I did today. Okay. So I started off with a few laps. Then I would gradually increase it. Then I would do it consistently. Every day I felt up to it, I would get in that pool and do more laps. Then I would say, fine, every day I'm doing 50 laps. Then I would do 60 laps, then 70, then 80, then 90, then 100. Then I realized how many laps it took to swim 1 mile. So now I just swam a mile today. So I want you to know these baby steps add up. So even though you can't do a lot, just get up and do what you can. And another example, I double dog you to do this one, my 4-minute happy dance. You see, there are like 1,441 minutes in a day. You are worthy and you're deserving of at least just 4 of them for yourself. There are thousands of minutes in a week, in a month. You are worthy and deserving of just take 4. Pick a happy song and dance. And I've encouraged a lot of my autoimmuners to do this. And in the beginning, maybe they couldn't do a whole song. Maybe they can just shake their head and clap their hands. But over time, they were able to do more and more. And then the full 4 minutes. And one of my autoimmune warriors, in the 90-day program, she couldn't even do 30 seconds at a time in the beginning. But consistency is key. And then constantly doing that, she was eventually did the whole 4-minute happy dance. And then now she's up to 30 minutes at a time on one of those rebounders, one of those, bouncy things like a mini trampoline. So I want to encourage you to just take those little baby steps. Tiny habits add up to a lot. Remember when you were little and you'd save your change or you'd do those holiday savings and at the end of the year you'd have a lot of money? Well, little tiny habits could be like that too, these little habits of activity. And wait, there's more. So your circle matters. How I was telling you, I was hanging out with these influencers this week. And I want you to know there are people that are going to uplift you and people that are going to knock you down. You know what? People that make you sad or mad, don't spend time with them. You have the power to say no, to set boundaries, to limit how often and how much time you spend with them. And I had that situation this week as well. I'm like, you know what? You make me sad and mad. I'm not going to do you anymore. Okay. I'm not going to spend time with you anymore. And people that uplift you, make you feel good about yourself and help you learn life lessons and give you compliments and give you tips to move your needle forward. Spend more time with them. So I wanted to share that with you. And I see all these eyeballs on me. Please drop down below wherever you're watching us from. Say a hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're on YouTube, click that subscribe. If you know of someone that can really benefit from inspiration like this, click that share button with them. Set to get notifications, like, comment, drop a question here. I'll come back and answer it. If you want a copy of the book, drop OLO or book, and we'll swing back and try to get you a copy. So I want you to say, think about people that make you sad or mad and maybe stop spending time with them. And then think about people that make you happy and maybe try to put them in your schedule more. They say you become the sum of your 5. That means the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, you're going to end up like them. If they're sad, they're mad, they're lazy, whatever it is, so choose your inner circle wisely. Like, ask yourself, who inspires you? Who uplifts you? Who motivates you? Who helps you? Who compliments you? Who gives you tips to move your needle forward? Who do you look up to? Choose and choose wisely. Maybe reach out to them, schedule an appointment with them, reach out to myself, follow them on social media. Let's see. Stress also affects your immune system. I wanted to talk about that. That's why choose to figure out who makes you sad and mad and write down the top 5 and just spend less time with them, burnout, stress, work from physical stress, psychological stress, your jobs, your family could really trigger an autoimmune disorder to come out or a flare up. So it's important to control them when you can. And I help my clients do that. Protect your inner peace. It's okay to say no. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to hang out with those people less often. So you know what? I just swam 100 laps a couple days ago, over a mile today. Confession, I wanted to eat a bite of cookie when I was done, right? So it's okay to treat yourself to a little bit as long as the treat, if it's a food that's usually forbidden for you, you can't eat more calories than you burned, right? So main takeaways I wanted to go over. Oh, Also this week, I woke up with like bruises all over my thigh, and I'm like, what was that from? Oh yeah, I rode a bull. Okay. I rode a bull, and I think I did pretty good because the guy put it on like super speed to try to knock me off. So highs, lows, 5 states, 5 days, funeral, wedding, niece's wedding, hanging out with co-authors, celebrity status people. Main takeaways I also wanted to say, and I want to tell you about upcoming events at the end of this that I have coming up live, in person, and in New York. Life is short. Live life to the full, like Sir Richard Branson said on one of our Zooms. Make less time for the people that make you sad and mad. Say no, set boundaries. Choose your inner circle for your own sanity and peace wisely. You become the sum of the five you spend the most amount of time with. Success isn't followers. Success isn't money. Success is, to me, the number of lives I've impacted and helped transform. So to me, I think I'm pretty successful, at least in transforming lives. I want to share with you some upcoming events, gives you some calls to action. We have some in-person events coming up on Long Island in New York. I will be speaking on autoimmune disorders at one, about burnout, reignite from burnout, burnout prevention and recovery at another. Another one, I'll be speaking about autoimmune disorders and burnout, and how burning out could cause a flare-up of autoimmune, and what you can do to avoid from burning out, prevent it, reverse your burnout that you're getting, and try to keep away those autoimmune flare-ups as well. If you like my upcoming events, you can just drop down live or in person, reach out to me. If you're not getting our newsletter, that's where the exclusive invites are, freebies, gifts, special savings, and more. Go to worldwellnessexpert.com. You'll see a pop-up. Just drop your email there. You'll start getting my newsletters. If you subscribed and don't see them, check your spam and promo folder. Again, if you want the book, reach out. They're on Amazon. They're on worldwellnessexpert.com/OLO. And please like, comment, share this, interact with it, share it with someone you know who needs this. Subscribe to the YouTube. It's absolutely no cost. It helps spread our message. We really appreciate the interactions, because when you guys interact, it can support a small business owner at absolutely no cost. But the more you interact, the more the algorithm opens it up to more people, because they say, wow, people like this. So that could be a heart, a like, a comment, a question that I can come back and answer next time, a share, a subscribe, and more. Also, keep an eye out on your inbox. I will soon open the wait list. The last live super workshop, my workshops are always live, and a lot of them are online if you're not in New York, so you can still catch them live. However, I am totally limiting the number of seats. Each workshop I do is all fresh content. So even if you've been to a prior, you're not going to want to miss this. The last workshop sold out. If you'd like to get on the wait list, keep your eyes peeled in your email inbox and on my socials. Soon we're going to open up the wait list for the next live Reclaim Your Life super workshop. It's going to be fun, interactive, limited number of seats, very limited number of VIP seats, because I want the VIPs to get a true VIP experience. Just to give you a heads up on this, the VIPs will also get the replay access. That's why it's important to get on the wait list. And as soon as it opens, if you want a VIP seat, sign up for it, because they're definitely limited. The VIPs are going to get the replay access. They're going to get digital and printer-friendly empowering tools like the biohacker tracker, the self-assessment survey, the Reclaim Your Life blueprint, which is the workbook. The VIPs are also going to get Zoom access and extra power hour for live Q&A, where you get answers to your questions. The VIPs will also gain a one-on-one private confidential consultation with myself, not a teammate of Team Shana, but myself. And the biggest difference will be general admission will get you information, but VIP access will get you transformation, and a faster transformation. So who doesn't want to do things faster, right? There's difference. If you can Google and research for the next 30 years and not figure everything out that has helped me and my fellow autoimmune warriors. But when you hop on the VIP, I give you personalized, individualized attention for your exact personal situation and needs. And you cannot get that on Google or elsewhere. And the VIPs, I'm not sure, but this may be the last time I offer a private confidential consultation with it, because then I have to really limit the number of attendees I have on there. So if you're not getting my newsletters, go to worldwellnessexpert.com. On the pop-up, submit your email, keep an eye out on your inbox. The wait list for the next live Reclaim Your Life Power Hour online will be open soon. Those on my newsletter will be the first to access the wait list. Then after they have a couple of days to register, then I'm going to open it up on social medias as well. So it's going to be first those clients of mine, those are my newsletters, those on my socials, and then others. So I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I hope if you're in New York, you catch one of my live super workshops in person, either about autoimmune and or reigniting from burnout prevention and recovery. One of them I have coming up in September is also in conjunction with a hypnotherapist. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's a ladies only group. We hope to see you there. If you'd like any info, just reach out, drop down in person, New York, ladies group, workshop, whatever it may be, OLO, and we'll make it happen. Just thinking if I forgot any. Wow, that was a lot for a week, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of other things I forgot about, but stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in, for subscribing, for sharing this, and keep an eye out for the wait list. Again, if you just hopped on, you're not getting my newsletters, you're going to be the first to join my wait list. If you get my newsletter, just go to worldwellnessexpert.com. On the pop-up, submit your email. If you have a pop-up blocker on, I believe it's worldwellnessexpert.com/contact us, or worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days. Get our screensavers, and you'll get on the email blast to be the first to get on the wait list for the next live Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop. All right, be well, biohack, Olo, and I hope to see you there. Let's see if we can take this out in style. Dun, dun, dun. Hang out.
Finding the strength deep inside. Shane and Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing